to get ready to go racing in Pro X30 here on a Sunday. Green, 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 racing into turn number 1. 2, 3, 4 drivers off on the outside of turn number 1. Number of them, Roussel being one. Otherwise, they'll race hard up into turn number 5. Again, more drivers off. One of the RPG drivers off on the outside. It is a rough ride coming through turns number 3 and 4, and turn number 5 if you get off into the grass. Really shoots that Kart up in the air. One driver, they are way wide through the marbles coming through turn number 7. But here's your first run down the straightaway into turn number 10. The leader is Ryan Norberg. Joe Turney going to look to the inside there to get by Colin Lloyd, who had taken second from the get. Right there as well as Caden McQueen in the 4th spot. A minor little gap back then to, I believe, Diego Ramos, who has worked his way up into the 5th position. So underway for an 18-lapper for the drivers in Pro X30. This category is brought to you by the Rollison Performance Group. Norberg leads the opening circuit. Everybody's settling in. Drivers will try to pick up those who had some issues further back. Norberg with a bit of a gap here right now as Lloyd looking to try to step up on Turney. Remember, a long way to go. And there's a move further back as well. Caden McQueen is going to go by his fellow Brit. He'll go to 3rd, moving Turney back. In fact, no, Turney up into 2nd. And Massimino and Overbeck will not be pleased with that at all. I would expect that he's going to get moved out of the way pretty soon here. Here comes Caden McQueen. Henry Bodette said we needed to be looking for this quick Brit. He's been able to get by his fellow countryman there. Yeah, 6-driver breakaway, as you can see right there. Caden McQueen, in fact, going to the lead. For the first time, McQueen on the Energy will lead here in American racing, his first event here in the U.S., and he leads here in Pro X30. Great start for him. He started further back, up 10, 16th to 6th. Norberg's going to go back to the lead. Turney's going to come with him. Watch for Lloyd to try to rough up McQueen a little bit here. Norberg goes back to the lead, but you said it.
Everyone, I think, just trying to make sure no one gets away. So whatever the driver in 3rd is, if you're going to go to 2nd, you better make it painless and keep the leader in your sights, as we see McQueen now go by on Turney with Lloyd.
At that point, if they start scrapping and they give Norberg a couple of seconds lead, he may be able to pull away. If there's a track on this continent that he's going to be good at, it'll be here at Orlando. Of course, we know his home track, his school, everything he does, so he knows this place like the back of his hand. As I've said, they're all coming through. 53.8 for Norberg, 53.7 for McQueen, 53.5 for Turney. He goes purple.
Turney going by Caden McQueen there now can set his sights on Norberg. If he battles with Norberg, that'll make it even quicker for Jacob Collard to reel in the leader, even quicker for James Overbeck to arrive on the scene. So Norberg started to defend a little bit there. He said yesterday he didn't want to white line it. Right now, he is inside in 5, inside in 6, inside in 10, inside down the backstretch to 11. Turney, not sure what to do. He'll go to the high side, set up for the crossover. But now, Caden McQueen is almost there, and Joe has to drag the brake to get back in line. And here we go. It's going to back everyone up. This time by 8 to go, side by side for the lead. Turney trying to crowd Norberg down. He will end up on the outside and quickly get his way back into the lane before McQueen gets there.
We're going to bring a lot more people into the fray here.
Right, because again, Colin Lloyd trying to make a name for himself, making moves like that, going to 3rd. Caden McQueen trying to do the same. Diego Ramos just kind of watching it all.
A big cover to the bottom there. Norberg just moving over about a half a kart length. He is on the defensive now. He'll go down to the bottom of the racetrack. Check this out. Diego Ramos has been able to get by McQueen as well.
Norberg continuing to park the bus. Now the only downside to all of this white lining that Ryan is doing is you're kind of showing your hand early of when you're going to brake so they can keep trying to plan countermeasures for the last lap battle. We've still got a lot of time. Turney almost, but he didn't want to force it there. Oh. Look at the GoPro on the top.
Yeah, spotters telling us, Xander, that potential that the GoPro is, it's actually fallen off. I think it just fell off. The GoPro just fell off, I believe, for Joe Turney.
And that right there is a potential DQ. No, it's
still there.
Look at the whole rod has swung around the side of the radiator. It's loose. Another big curb hit. If it falls off, it's an instant DQ. It could be a meatball, too. So this could take Joe Turney not just out of the race, it could take him into a drop round and a must-perform February weekend scenario.
Norberg's backing them all up down to the inside of turn number 5. So again, guys, laps winding down. Lap 13 now, working lap 14. 4 to go. Big outside run there for Turney. We're keeping an eye on that GoPro, which is just tossing around. It feels like it's still potentially attached. It's not fully broken. but wherever it was supposed to be, it's not there right now. It is loosened up in a big way. This could be something we'll watch through the rest of the last 4 laps.
Turney just took a look over and checked on it. He's definitely not the most aerodynamic right now as that bracket continues to ride loose, but the camera is secured to the bracket. The whole bracket would have to come off, and it might, but you just never know. Final corner here. This time by 4 laps to go. Here is Overbeck getting shoved to the wayside by Caden McQueen.
Yeah, McQueen ran him out to the outside of the racetrack there. I thought, oh, and he goes wide. Maybe a little help there from the back.
I think part of that must have been dirt on the tires, too. I mean, he was kicking up dust.
Great point.
Here's Colin Lloyd now on the outside of Caden McQueen. Turney giving a little love tap that time to Norberg. Now he's got to worry again. McQueen with a nose to the inside of Turney. Nearly gets into the side of him. Lloyd loses a spot. Ramos gets through.
Laps are winding down here right now. Who's going to take it home? Here comes Kolar to the inside. Book it. Kolar going to P4.
Jacob Kolar started today 43rd. He's now into what looks to be 6th on the racetrack. Here comes Caden McQueen with another run at him to the sweeper. Austin Garrison in the background. Getting by, I believe, Colin Lloyd for 5th.
Xander, here's the wrinkle in the story from yesterday, right? We now have another couple of players, primarily one, Caden McQueen. Yesterday was all about complete attack for Joe Turney. Now he's got to worry about Caden McQueen being there as well. You can see him holding on. Norberg with a bit of a gap now. This is 4 or 5 kart lengths. This is looking good for Norberg here. He's got to run clean. White flag will fly this time by.
Joe Turney has been so good, though, in the first sector of the racetrack. He needs a flawless sector right now. Norberg, final lap. Can he finally flip the script and put one on the rest of the field that includes Joe Turney? Or can JT sweep the weekend here and make it 5 race wins in a row?
Just that enough gap for Norberg has allowed him to run full racing lines. Did not cover down the bottom of turn number 5. He won't have to do it here either. Coming through 7 over to 8 and 9. Yeah, full racing line to bring him back around. He's got enough room. Maybe a kart length and a half. Big run, though, out of the turn number 9 for Turney. Can he dive it down to the apex of turn number 10? He cannot, but Norberg does have to cover a little bit. Xander, they'll work their way out of turn number 10, back to the complex of 11 and 12. There he is right now. You know he's going to cover to the bottom. Deep into the corner. He goes way wide on the exit, and he doesn't get the job done. Turney goes back to P1.
Joe Turney's done it again. Sweep of the weekend. Ryan Norberg in the last turn sends it too deep on the brakes, and an over-under for Joe Turney. And he shoots the arrow to the crowd. Bullseye for the 58.
Oh, it looked like there was enough room for Ryan Norberg. He was clean and green through turns 8 and 9. Covered a little bit. Probably didn't need to defend at all coming over into turn number 10. He did not get the best run out of there, and then dove it super deep through 11 and 12. And as Xander had said, overshot the corner.